when you walk through the door, or a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. Or be afraid of the dark, who cares? It's only the dark. And it's that dirty little four-letter word called fear. I bet you thought I was going to say something else. I'm sure many of you have heard of this quote. It's very famous, and it's by Franklin D. Roosevelt during his first inauguration in 1933. My fellow Americans, let me assert myself that the only thing to fear is fear itself. And for all due respect, President Roosevelt, wherever you are, I completely and totally disagree with him, and you. And the reason why is there is nothing to fear, not even fear itself. And I'm going to explain to you tonight why with my 5 fear formula. This formula is hoping to open a conversation for you to be able to transition into a possibility of resolution about how you cope, how you see, and how you experience fear in your lives. Oh, and by the way, I am going to be giving an open book quiz towards the end of this speech, so everybody, you better take copious notes. I'm not kidding. I'm probably going to call on you. All right. The first of the 5 fear formulas is the most familiar of all of them. You've probably seen it on the internet. You may have heard it in a TED Talk, or possibly even put it on an Instagram with a picture behind it. False evidence appearing real. Fears aren't facts. They're just something that we're scared about, that's a thought or an idea that comes from the past or the future. Remember when we were little kids and the boogeyman was coming out of the closet and we were so scared, and upon further investigation we realized that it was just our multicolored bathrobe being illuminated by the most amazing lighting director in nature, the full moon? Once you get to the other side of your fears, you oftentimes find more than not that it wasn't true. If you just allow time to pass, collect more data, and do further research, this will help to heal that false evidence that appears real. Number 2, everybody that's come up here, let me tell you, you've all experienced this one. And if you haven't come up here, you also may have experienced it as well. Feeling excited and ready. This has to do with feeling a bit of wonder and fun and kind of scary at the same time. I know that every time I come up, my belly is full with this, and it's bubbling over. In fact, when people ask me, or let's go on a really, really fun ride that I know is terrifying, what I end up saying is, okay, and hope that I won't vomit all over everybody on the ride down. Feeling excited and ready. Number 3, now if you live in New York, you're definitely going to experience this fear. It's filled with a lot of adrenaline. Forget everything and run. Imagine yourself standing on the subway, and all of a sudden you become occupied with a rat, and you're having a face-to-face conversation. What do? Or how about if you're riding the subway, and finally somebody gets off a seat, and you find that seat, you sit down, and you're so exhausted you just fall asleep immediately, only to be awakened by a rat running up your pant leg. Or, this is my city. I own this city. I'm cool. My friends, they come to visit me. I take them around. I'm not really afraid of anything. I hope babies come into the world at 4 o'clock in the morning. I walk the streets until I figured out Cockroaches could fly! And did you know that the cockroach is officially the bird of Louisiana? There are so many of them. It's okay to have these fears. Truly okay. This is the remedy. What you do is you pause, you take a breath, and then you just deal with those demons inside or outside and around you, or you forget everything and run. Number four. Number four emerges. Come on, number four. It emerges from that still, sweet center of the tornado of your life. When you have this kind of resurgence of energy and strength and knowing that everything in your life that you're afraid of is going to be okay. It's just going to be okay. You face everything and you rise. We do, we can, and we are, every single day. When you get up in the morning and get out of bed, you rise. When you get to work and you've gotten through that commute of endless cars or sardine subways, you rise. When you're diagnosed or someone you love is diagnosed with a potentially terminal illness, you rise. You face everything in your life and you rise. This may seem like a pretty hot formula, and it is. But the most poignant of all the formulas is number 5. This has to do with a lot of bravery. To be able to experience, express, and to actually feel every single emotion in order to heal. It's a toughie. Feel everything and recover. Your fears, you don't need to judge your fears. Take them to tea. Have a chat. Possibly even give them a cookie. And I got to tell you, that top picture, I've had a whole lot of chats like that. And in order to get past that chat, to get to that Zen, still, quiet chat, I had to go through those other ones. But in that Zen, still, quiet, you know what happened to me? I got the epiphany. I figured out the message in the mess, in that quietness, in that knowing. Feel everything and recover. All right, here we go. Test time. Take out your notes. I hope you've done copious ones. And you can voluntarily express yourself if you wish or not. It will be a group answer upon my prompt. Number 1 has to do with the boogeyman. Come on.
False evidence appearing real.
False evidence appearing real. Very good. And number 2 has to do with feeling really
Excited and ready.
feeling excited and ready. Number 3, very good, has to do with living in New York City.
The rats.
What's that one?
Forget everything and run.
Yes,
Everything
forget
and
everything and
run.
run. Shout them out, you guys. Number 4, the resiliency that we have when we are inspired to know the truth. We're all going to be okay.
Face everything and rise.
Yes, that's right. And the most poignant of all,
Feel everything and recover.
yes, feel everything. Give yourselves a hand. You are good listeners. There is a man that I love and I respect very much. And I not only leave you with my 5-year formula tonight, but I leave you with his wise words of wisdom, this genius master. Can you guess who it is? Nelson Mandela. I learned that courage was not by the avoidance of fear, but to conquer it. A brave man is not a man who is not afraid. It is a man who conquers that fear. Thank you, Nelson Mandela.